Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
We're just a couple of kooky, crazy kids in love that love doing some reactions together.
Yes, we do.
So we're checking out Clair Obscur Expedition 33 from the Xbox Developer Direct showcase. And this is a game that when we saw the first trailer for, it really hooked us. And we thought that was a very cool concept. We're very much more of a story-based gamers. And so we're checking out the cast reveal trailer, the official release date trailer, and then the game overview as well. Yeah, ready to do this?
I am. Lots to check out.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Do you know what it means to disappear into nothingness? Their memories, their dreams, their love for each other. We exist for as long as she wants. You won't yet understand. But this is a kindness, not a cruelty.
The plan doesn't change. We keep heading north. We aim for the monolith.
I am not letting my own die out here.
I've been having nightmares.
Cool. Nice moves.
Why do you refuse to see I am doing this for us?
Felt familiar somehow.
Bunch of nails,
In a rope?
That was a weird design.
That's a cool one though.
Yeah.
May everything be decided
Seen better days.
Their very eyes
between the bars
of their prison,
in
Charlie
the
Cox.
shadow
And Andy Serkis.
of the monolith.
See you. In the next life.
Charlie Cox, that's Daredevil, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that their studio?
Bonjour everyone.
Aw.
We are Sunfall Interactive and welcome
Beautiful
to
place to
our
work.
We are a small studio based in Montpellier, France, working on our first game, Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
Cool, indie studio.
It's a RPG set in the fantasy version of late 19th century Belle Epoque France.
Here we are.
Our grand adventure in game development actually started as a solo passion project. I wanted to create something like the JRPGs with turn-based combat I grew up with and loved, but that fully leveraged the latest tech, refreshed the genre with new features, and took place in a compelling world. I knew I needed help to realize my dream. First, I turned to a programmer I knew would get it.
Guillaume and I started trading ideas right away, and that quickly turned into trading files back and forth. Soon, I was creating the first prototypes of the reactive turn-based system, combining real-time offense and defense element, and a cinematic battle camera system. Things really clicked when we tested the first version of those features. We felt we had something both challenging and fun.
As Tom and I went back and forth and iterated on game elements, a vision started to come together, and I shared it with an old friend from university.
Guillaume and I are both passionate gamers, and when he described the project, I quit my job the following week and joined the team without hesitation. Because I believe that in video games, success always starts with a strong creative vision. And we had that defined by 3 core elements. A story with great emotional depth, gameplay that innovates on the classics we love, and a world that is completely original, beautiful, and immersive. We founded Sunfall Interactive on these tenets: a group of friends with a shared vision and the drive to make something great.
This too is your legacy.
Core to every great RPG is a compelling story. And Guillaume and I spent 4 years intensively developing and refining ours. And that started with the hook.
It's a great freaking hook.
67 years ago, a massive slumbering paintress and a monolith appeared with no warning. Once a year, the paintress wakes and paints a number on her monolith, and everyone who has passed that age is erased. Every year, that number ticks down, and everyone dies younger and younger. Expeditions depart to kill the paintress, determined to fight until their final breath, but none have ever returned. Our story follows Expedition 33.
Expeditioners, we honor your dedication.
Guillaume and I knew early on that we didn't want to focus on good versus evil. What's interesting to us are people who, yes, are flawed, but who care deeply about each other. And conflicts arise because they have different perspectives on what needs to be done.
I'm sorry about earlier.
We wanted our story to feel dark and mature, with adult characters who feel like real
premise.
people with real experiences.
Dark story.
I'm always missing something that everyone else just gets.
The heart of the story is about overcoming an existential threat while struggling with loss and grief. And it's rooted in the characters' relationships, both to each other and to themselves.
What are we gonna do, huh? Tell me. What are we gonna do?
In a world like this, how does one stay hopeful or make peace with their fate? What duty do we owe to each other or to ourselves? These questions are deeply personal to me, and they permeate the story behind the story.
Know that Lumiere fights with you. Tomorrow comes Expedition 33.
The characters all have their own motivations and perspectives. Gustave and Lune are deeply invested in the expedition, even if they fight all the time. To them, the mission is tied not only to their family, it's central to their identity and purpose.
Protocol doesn't cover every contingency. You know that.
Contrast that with Ciel, whose darkest days have already happened.
What are the stars whispering to you?
Actually, I'm the one whispering to them. It's something my dad and I used to do.
And Maëlle, who cares more about really living her life, not just living longer.
Gustav, are you real?
It's a good perspective to
It's
have.
not all dark, though. Along the way, they meet various colorful NPCs and recruit Monoko, who is a friendly but kinda bloodthirsty philosopher and a fully playable character. He has a really cool battle mechanic where he can turn into the enemies he defeats.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Lead. Foot. Aha!
He's very, very old and has seen many expeditions come and go. He is a Gestrol, which are a group of playful beings who view battle as a form of meditation. They're fun and sort of ridiculous. You'll meet Monoko and many other Gestrols across the game. And of course, there is Estier, who is one of the oldest and lore-wise the most powerful creatures in the verse.
Escape is that powerful?
He will be your mount and help you travel to secret corners of the world. And if you bring him back his special stones, you can unlock abilities for him to access new areas of the world and find exciting secrets.
I'm strong, but I'm not that strong.
Everyone has their own reason for joining the expedition, and each of them has their own story arc and resolution that we think players will really connect with.
In addition to a strong narrative, we had a clear vision for our own take on the genre's core gameplay. Our reactive turn-based system takes the traditional turn-based battle mechanic we love and adds a real-time reaction, which gives combat greater intensity and dynamism. During enemy turns, you can negate all damage by dodging or parrying at the right time. But balancing turn-based with real-time mechanics took a long time to get right. During initial playtests, turn-based players often found the real-time elements too hard. Some of us are still traumatized by enemies from back then. We've done a lot of rebalancing since, and with a lot of iteration, we ultimately came up with a formula that we're proud of. Players who are good at real-time can take more risks, and others can counterbalance with items and strategies. A big part of that formula lies in the many ways you can customize your character.
We spend a lot of time designing each character's unique mechanics and their custom skill trees. Our philosophy is making every type of playstyle viable so that everyone can have fun with how they play the game. Each character has a unique mechanic. Mel switches between stances which can ultimately boost defense or power. I personally like to make Mel the protector of the group, but I'm pretty much the only one at the studio who plays her that way. Most people play her as a glass cannon with Gustav's complementary skills. The characters can also equip hundreds of passive effects, which in our game are called Lumina.
I'd probably like him to be more defensive.
Every character has more than 20 unique skills in their skill tree and hundreds of passive effects they can gain through Lumina and weapons. So there are a ton of builds and playstyle to explore. Needless to say, we can't wait to see how you choose to play and what kinds of build you'll design that we probably never even imagined.
Our story is set in the French fantasy world, and I was really excited to design something unique. Every level has its own color and texture identity. For example, the Gestural Village is an early area in the game where players can enjoy a fun break. We wanted something that feels chaotic, grungy, and toy-like. It's basically a bazaar. Everything's disorganized, chaos everywhere, huts are unsafe, built without much thought. It's a place where anyone could fight you at any point, which is pretty
it's not very
much
safe.
what the Gestrals are like. The Gestral Village is hidden inside the ancient sanctuary. The ideas here were forest, labyrinth, and sentinels. I designed it as a vibrant place, like an old graveyard of Gestrals, or forgotten wooden toys in a box, with two main colors, red and white. I wanted to make it feel cozy, hidden from danger, with traps and labyrinths in case enemies get in. Same process with the characters. Minoko came in a single concept. I thought of a monkey-like body, white fur, with a black and red flat mask.
Ladies, could I?
Ow!
Definitely a Destro.
For escape, we needed a cuddly companion to take us around the world. I thought instantly of a giant inflatable balloon and old Victorian pillows with many intricate motifs. We start with the core themes and ideas, and the visuals grow organically from there.
From the very start of the project, there was one thing that we absolutely wanted to bring back from older JRPGs. A feature we really loved, but is very rare these days. A completely 3D and navigable world map. Yes, we've got a world map. And it was a real challenge to create, both artistically and technically. And it ended up a lot bigger than we expected. You'll definitely need SK's help traveling around.
Here we go!
We're super happy with the result, though, as there's a lot of side paths and entire hidden levels. If you want to fight the toughest bosses of the game, you will have to explore. Good luck.
Ooh.
We've poured
That one's always freaked me out every time you see it. Well, before it was like swallowing us.
Yeah, yeah.
4 years. That's why we're delighted to announce that Expedition 33 launches on April 24th on Xbox Series X and S.
Oh, I hope it's as good as it looks.
Day one with Xbox Game Pass.
I'd like to see a new indie studio
The game and follow
have success with their first game.
We are super excited to invite you into the world of Expedition 33. We are a
Because they're taking
passionate
risks.
team. It's our debut game,
Yep.
and we can't wait for you to discover our story, our world, and our take on the turn-based genre. On behalf of everyone at Sunfall, thank you for joining us.
Because like turn-based
Tomorrow comes.
and React at the same time.
Tomorrow comes.
Interesting.
Demain viendra.
Demain viendra.
Tomorrow comes.
So what do you think?
I mean, I can't wait to play this. Everything that they said that they were aiming to do from this trailer, it feels like they achieved it. The world is vibrant and interesting and beautiful to look at, and one I want to explore. And I love how the one guy geeked out over the world map, because like when they show it in its 3D, like it does look very cool, and like I even want to explore the map. And usually the map stuff I just hand over to Ken.
It's true.
So that, and then like the fighting, the sort of spells and the battling, all of that, just, it felt very much like a game that I want to dive into, and it felt like they achieved their objectives, which if they did, will make this a great game.
Yeah, it'd be interesting because I don't think you've played a lot of turn-based games. I think South Park's really the only turn-based game we've played so far. I played some turn-based games before, never a JRPG though. So, I mean, yeah, I'm very curious how the gameplay is with this one. The story hooked us right away, like we said. When we first heard about like the concept of it, we thought it was just brilliant. I like that we did a deeper dive of seeing the different elements of the game and like the different sort of characters you meet, like sort of like the crazy looking characters. I'm like, okay, what the hell? Like we're floating around on a balloon. So like getting a little bit more information on that. As well as I like the guy that like whoever he kills, he's able to absorb his power. It's kind of like reminds me of Heroes. That one guy had that ability. There's a lot to like about this. It seems very ambitious, but they like also really know like the genre that they're trying to like emulate, but like adding their own little like twists along the way and like bringing back what they said, like, you know, old school things like the world, like a 3D world map. It's got all the elements there to maybe be a surprise standout, I think. Let us know what you thought about this down below in the comments and what you're most excited about for this game. And thanks so much for checking out our reaction for Clair Obscur Expedition 33, which keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.